Hi besties, my name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. So I might sound a little bit off, a little sick, but we're just gonna have to power through because I really want to do my September TBR, which is crazy to think that we only have a few months left in the year and it's like already fall, already spooky time. I'm so excited to start decorating. And so today we are going to be choosing my September TBR based on little jar prompts. I did this a few TBRs ago and I had so much fun with it and I wanted to do it again. So here we are. So I will choose 6 prompts from this jar and then I pick out 6 books that I want to read for either other videos or books I just don't want to leave up to fate. So we are just gonna get started and do these 6 first, and then I will talk about the 6 that I picked at the end of the video. Okay, so our first little jar prompt here, we have book that you think will be 5 stars. Let's look. Okay, so I have a few for this prompt, I think. So I have Taming 7, obviously, because I love the entire Boys of Tommen series. I think that is a top contender. Everyone says Belladonna is really good, so I feel like that one also could be 5 stars for me. Then I also think The Chase by Elle Kennedy because I love everything she writes. But I feel like I want to do Belladonna just because I want like the fall vibes. And I think the 3rd one just came out, so maybe this is my time to like start reading it. I think it's the 3rd. I could be wrong. So I think I'm going to do Belladonna and I think I will rate this book 5 stars. At least I hope I do. I have no idea what it is about at all. I just know it's fantasy, I believe, and everyone raves about it, so let's put it on there. Okay, so for prompt number 2, we have book with 1-word title. Okay, I don't know if I have any. Oh, okay, I have one. Let's see if I can get this out. You know, I thought about when I put all these in, I'm like, this is such a bad idea, because how in the world am I supposed to get these out? Oh, I just slide them off the back. That's how we do it. I believe this is pronounced Scythe. I could be wrong. So I believe this is also a YA fantasy, and it's like AI technology, and I think they try to take over the world. So this is the only one that's just 1-word title, I believe. Yeah, everything else has. Okay, so Scythe is going on my TBR. Okay, let's do prompt number 3, I believe. Book that has been on my TBR for a year plus. Okay, so I have a few again for this one. So I have The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I know that has been on my TBR for forever. The Cruel Prince. I've never picked this book up. Everyone talks about it all the time. Still have not picked it up. So I have The Cruel Prince or The Secret History, and I'm gonna do The Secret History because it just, I'm really scared to put another fantasy on this, and I believe that is also part of a series, and I think the other 2 fantasies that I picked are already part of the series, so I don't want to start 3 series this month. So let's do The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I think I started this last fall, and I got like 15 pages in, and I just stopped reading it. I don't think anything was wrong with it. I just didn't pick it back up. So we'll see how it goes this time. I believe this is dark academia. I believe they're like in college or a school or something like that. And that's all basically I know. So we'll see if I get to it. So The Secret History. Okay, prompt number 4. Let's see what we got. Are you kidding me? Okay, fantasy book. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, for a fantasy, let's do, this is gonna be a fantasy month, I'm guessing. So the only other fantasy I have, I think The Cruel Prince is fantasy. I don't want to do that one. So I'm not doing that one. Is One Dark Window fantasy? I think it is. I think that is fantasy, but I'm going to do Dream by the Shadows. I don't think this is part of a series, or if it is, the rest of them haven't came out yet. So I have Dream by the Shadows by Logan Carley. I believe this, again, is like a YA fantasy, and he is like morally gray, and he comes to her in her dreams, or like she's haunted by dreams, something like that. So we will be adding this one to the TBR. I got a lot going on in September that we're going to see if we get to all of these. Okay, so for our 5th prompt, we got, and this is another ridiculous one, I swear, I'm going to be so upset. Book title that starts with the. Okay, so I have The Enemy, The Game Changer, The Chase, The Kingmaker, Tearsmith, The Falling in Love Montage. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I want to do something easy and light and fluffy. So I'm thinking between The Enemy and The Chase, because I believe both of those would be super easy for me to read, and it'd be a good palate cleanser in between these. So we're gonna do The Enemy because I think I will just fly through this book super fast if I get to it, and I think that's something I'm gonna need in between all of these fantasies. So we're gonna do The Enemy by Sarah Adams. I believe this is a 2nd book in one of her series. So I believe this is gonna be kind of like enemies to lovers. I think they were like friends or enemies in high school, something along those lines. So I love Sarah Adams' writing. I think they're really easy to get into, so this is definitely a must for this TBR list we have. Okay, for the last jar prompt, please give me something nice and sweet and easy. I don't know why I did so many random prompt, like, I don't know. Okay, we have book based in fall. Okay, I wonder if this one is based in fall. Is this based in fall? Okay, we're gonna do One Dark Window because it looks fallish. It's the only one that I have on here that I guess is fall. Again, I believe this is fantasy. I think it's another series, but it's gonna be fine. And I have no idea what this one is about. I don't even know how to pronounce RFMC's name. It just says she needs a monster and that monster might be her. This might be a little spooky. I might love it. Adding this one to the TBR as well. So those are the 6 that my jar picked, and then I have 6 that I picked myself. So let's jump right into those. So first off, I have a photo finish by Elsie Silver. This is part of her Gold Rush Ranch series, and I just finished the first one in the series, had such a good time with it. So this follows Cole and Violet. Violet is the sister to the Eaton brothers, which is in the Chestnut Springs series, and I love all of those boys so much. So hopefully the sister lives up to my expectations. I think this is going to be like a grumpy sunshine. I think they're like pen pals, so like hidden identity a little bit, and forced proximity because they're now living together. I have no idea why that is, but they are, so we're gonna see how it goes. I hope there's a little tension there. So I also love Elsie Silver's writing, so I think I'm really gonna enjoy this book. And I think it's great that I had this one in here due to my other book. Then I have To Catch a Firefly by Emmy Sanders, I believe. And this is an MM romance. It gave me fall vibes. I believe our 2 main characters are Lucky and Ellis, and they were like best friends when they were younger, and I think that's like a coming of age story. Not quite sure, but I love my MM books, so I wanted to add this one to my TBR. Then I have The Truth We Burn by Monty J. This is the second in her Hollow Boys series, and this follows Rook and Sage. This series is basically just following these guys in like college, and they're criminals and they're doing illegal things, and it's all of their books. I had a good time with the first one, so I want to kind of continue on in their series. Then I have Unexpected by Grace Turner. So this follows Hazel and Luke. So I'm not sure if there's cheating involved in this one. So the baseline is basically she has this fiance, and I am pretty sure he's garbage, and he's never home. She's basically living at this house by herself, and then one day her neighbor Luke sees something he's not supposed to see and kind of like comes to her rescue, I believe. So I don't know if any lines are crossed or anything like that, but I got an arc for one of the books later in this series, which I think you can read them out of order. It's like an interconnected standalone, but I want to get the full impact of like all these characters, so I want to read them in order. So I definitely wanted to get to this one sometime soon. Then I have The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armez. So this follows Josie and Matthew, and I believe it's like a fake marriage of convenience type book. And Josie and Matthew are going to have to be engaged or get married or something like that to look good to the media for her father's company. Something along those lines. I also believe it is a brother's best friend type of romance. And I really like her writing, so I think this will be a cute little fun one. And I hear a lot of people talking about it, so definitely wanted to add it onto my TBR. And then lastly, I have Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. She also wrote Forget Me Not, and I had such a good time with that one. So I believe this one was supposed to come out first, but something happened, so it didn't. Something like that. So this follows Gwen and Xander, and they're like musical prodigies. And I believe they went to school when they were younger, but he doesn't remember her for some reason. And now they're both vying for the same spot in this orchestra, so they're kind of going against each other. And it's going to be their little relationship, so it might give a little bit of rivals to lovers. Not quite sure. Definitely had to add it on to this one as well. So those are the 12 books I hope to read in September. Crazy. August so far is not going well. Let me tell you, I think I've read 2 so far. But you know, it is what it is. I love making these little videos. I love making a TBR list. I will do it every single time. Will I follow it? Never. But I still have such a great time doing it. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Love yous!